Okay, so Annie back, the house dad. So we got our roast, we finished it. That's our finished product. But now, like I said, we gotta have some gravy to go with it. So we're gonna make some gravy, and I'm gonna show you a simple way to make gravy that my mom taught me, so that'll make it nice and easy. First thing, gotta have some mitts. Why? Because the crock pot is hot. That's right, we cooked in it all day. So what we're gonna do first is we're just gonna strain off the drippings from our roast into a. I just used a saucepan. You can use a regular pan, any kind of pan you want. So we're gonna take that. We're gonna put it on the stove, and we're gonna turn the heat on, get it boiling. While that's getting happy, we're gonna take. I got some Wondra. It's a fine grained flour, or you can use cornstarch, whatever you'd like for a binder. We're just gonna put some of that in a bowl. Just a little bit, cover the bottom a little bit, and get our trusty fork, and we're going to use cold water, and you're going to put just enough cold water in to just barely cover the top of your flour. We'll take our fork, stir it up real good so that we don't have any clumpiness. Spill a little on the floor mat that we cleaned earlier. Happens. What are you going to do, right? So we got that ready. So now we're just waiting on our gravy here to get boiling. Should be any second. You really want it. You want your stock to be boiling before you put this flour mixture in there. Otherwise, the stuff's just gonna clump up, and it's not really gonna give you the consistency you want. And you gotta be careful when you do this. So once it starts boiling, you'll see. We're gonna take our time putting this in. And the first time you make gravy, really take your time making it, because if you do it wrong, you know, it's kind of going to wreck dinner. Who wants wrecked dinner? Nobody wants wrecked dinner. So, you know what they say, a watch pot never boils? Well, guess what? I'm going to watch this one and it's going to boil. Doing its thing. Almost happy down there. Starting to get hot. I even got it on the special burner. We got a special burner on our stove called Speed Heat. It's supposed to boil real fast. I don't know if it's happening or not. It looks like it's getting ready to. You want a good rolling boil. That's the thing to remember. Once that happens, okay, so we're real close here. Starting to come up to a good boil. You can see we're getting a lot of steam. If you look in the pot, show them the pot. Okay, that's a pretty good boil we're getting right there. So we want to make sure our flour is good and mixed up. Okay. And then we're going to take and we're going to start stirring our stock. And you want to keep stirring your stock, and then you're just going to slowly add little bits of this mixture we made of the flour and water. Right? Keep stirring a little bit more. And what that's doing is it's causing that stock to thicken up. And remember, we put those 2 bouillon cubes in, so that made it really salty. Well, this flour and water mixture we got here is going to cut through that salt a little bit, so it's not going to be quite as salty for you. Looks like we got just about enough there. We're getting some good consistency. Depending on how thick you like your gravy, you can let it boil a little more. Or I just turn the heat down a little bit on mine so that it doesn't boil over, because then I'd have a really big mess on the stove to clean up. But so there is my gravy. So what I'm going to do now is just grab my gravy boat. Get my high-speed Fiesta gravy boat. This thing is like the friggin' Royal Caribbean cruise ship of gravy boats right here. So we got our gravy boat. We're going to get our gravy off the heat. Let it simmer down a little bit. It's cooling off. It's good and hot. It's good and hot. That's my daughter Rachel you heard just talking to her dogs, because she's taping for me right now because she's awesome.
You said taping.
Oh, filming, taping, same. Showing my age. We're going to put our gravy in the gravy boat. A little bit left over in there for later for greatness. And now we're going to take everything to the table and we're going to eat. So that's all we have for our meal for tonight. That's my wife. Inspiration for all this. And the reason I cook. And so we're going to eat. Hope your guys turns out as well as mine did. Have a good time.